wanted to ask you, did you suffer an injury in the postseason?
No. So, I guess that settles it. No, yeah, there was nothing. There was no further thing other than that game. So.
What did you maybe take away from getting into those playoff games? I mean, how did it help you kind of?
Yeah, it's huge from I guess playing from a development standpoint, but also just a confidence thing to know that Stetsy was willing and able to put me in the playoffs with. I'm sure he thought about it, but he was willing to put me in the playoffs, so that's a big confidence booster, obviously, from that standpoint. And I thought I came in and I did a fairly good job for the situation I came in. Playing a Game 4 in San Diego is probably not the easiest way to come into the playoffs, but I thought I did a good job, especially that game, and then obviously helping us get through that second round.
Personally, how would you assess your season?
It was good. I mean, from a development standpoint, I think it was great. I got to practice here every day. I think obviously any player wants to play as much as possible. So, but I did with what I could with that, and I felt like throughout the year I still got a lot better in the games. And obviously that extra practice time probably did a lot of good for me also.
There seems to be a pretty healthy competition this year on the bottom pair with you and Ebert, and then Leduc thrown in the mix, Lensuniemi. How much did that help you guys pushing each other, strive to get better?
Yeah, I think we don't. I guess it is competition. I don't know how much we see that. We're all pretty close. I think it pushes each other. I'm sure you would have saw it in practice. It definitely probably upped the tempo a bit just from everybody's standpoint, because you're knowing that you're battling with a guy for a spot in a playoff game or a spot in a late regular season game. So those are big minutes that any player wants to have. So I think from that standpoint, yeah, it's a competition. But at the end of the day, we're all trying to win together. So who's ever in, we knew they could get the job done.
Now, what do you think you have to work on this summer to cement your position with Reign or the Kings next season?
I think with any young player, they have to do their strength. Obviously, for me, it's going to be my strength, and then I'm sure that's what they're going to say in my meetings. So that'll probably be the biggest thing for me. And then over the course of the summer, it's kind of, you can't really work on your in-game stuff, but obviously just trying to play defensively and be a solid defender is what they're going to look for me to do moving forward. So that's something that probably that'll be more towards training camp and it's preseason, the start of early next season, but for over the summer, definitely the strength and stuff like that.
How different was adjusting to the structure of the Kings this year? I know coming from the CHL or the OHL, it can be a little bit different. How tough is it to come into this organization where structure is emphasized on defensemen especially?
Yeah, it's a lot different. I mean, I came from a team that, I wouldn't say we were loose, but especially a couple years ago where we were really high powered and high scoring, so it was definitely a bit more loose. So to play in a system like this, it's probably good for any young player because it takes away, you have to be at a certain spot at a certain time. So I think it helps with the systems, and once you get the systems down, then your game really just takes off. So you're not worrying about where you have to be and if you should make that play or if you shouldn't make that play. You're always knowing exactly where you have to be. So I think that helps me especially with me trying to simplify my game. It's easy because I have to be within the system. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I have to be here. I think that's a good way to go.